Chairman Durbin, Ranking Member Graham, and members of the committee, thank you for inviting me today. My name is Andrew Arthur, and I'm the resident fellow in law and policy at the Center for Immigration Studies, a nonpartisan think tank here in Washington. Respectfully and humbly, I believe that today's hearing, which focuses on the immigration enforcement policies of the incoming Trump administration, is premature because as of yet, the incoming administration has not announced its policies. Given that, however, the committee should assume two things. First, that the policies the new administration will implement will comport with law. And second, that those policies will implement enforcement mandates Congress has set forth in the Immigration and Nationality Act. As the Supreme Court has made clear, the principle that Congress is entrusted exclusively with the formulation of policies relating to the entry of aliens and their right to remain here, quote, has become about as firmly embedded in the legislative and judicial tissues of our body politic as any aspect of our government, close quote. Right now, the U.S. immigration system is at a breaking point. The number of cases pending before the immigration courts has nearly tripled in the past 5 fiscal years. And that's after 700,000 cases involving putatively removable aliens were terminated, dismissed, or closed. A record 10.8 million plus inadmissible applicants for admission have been encountered nationwide since FY 2021. And between releases and gotaways, nearly 8 million inadmissible aliens have entered our country over the past 4 years. The sad state of our immigration system is directly attributable to policy decisions that have been made at the local, state, and most critically federal level, not by Congress that has plenary power under our constitutional order over immigration, but by an executive branch that has usurped Congress's authority. That has needlessly rendered the American people vulnerable to predation by criminals and aliens who pose a national security risk. And as the chairman of the Federal Reserve has admitted, it has dampened wages for American workers, both citizens and lawful immigrants, and impacted the unemployment rate. Most critically, however, it has ruined the faith of the American people and the credibility of our immigration system. As Barbara Jordan, civil rights icon, former member of Congress, and at the time chairman of the U.S. Commission on Immigration Reform, told Congress in 1995, quote, credibility in immigration policy can be summed up in one sentence. Those who should get in, those who should be kept out are kept out, and those who should not be here will be required to leave, close quote. With deportations, including deportations of criminal aliens plunging over the past 4 years, Senator Graham's chart showed, it's little wonder that, as Gallup reported in July, a majority of Americans want an immigration reduction, reversing a 19-year trend. The law mandates that illegal migrants be detained, but that law has been ignored. The law mandates that alien criminals be removed, but that law has been ignored. And most crucially, the law mandates that foreign nationals who want to come here do so legally, but that law has only been honored in the breach. This massive migrant surge has allowed our elected officials to ignore the fact that 22.5% of working-age American men are out of the workforce, a 7.6% increase compared to just 2000, and 11.2% more than in 1960. Those non-working Americans are more vulnerable to addiction, disease, and, quote, deaths of despair, close quote. 2 weeks ago in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Keir Starmer resolved to address the immigration source of such issues in Great Britain, and it's well past time that our government did the same. In his 1995 State of the Union address, President Bill Clinton explained, quote, all Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens, close quote. Change the tenses, and that's pretty much what President Trump promised to do when he was candidate Trump on the campaign trail. Thank you. Truly appreciate the honor, and I look forward to your questions.
Thanks.